Tired of dealing with annoying flies, fruit flies, and gnats in your home? The Zevo Flying Insect Trap is your ultimate solution. Don't wait. Check out the link in the video description now to get your Zevo Flying Insect Trap on Amazon and enjoy a bug-free home today.
And so the last flicker of hope went down with the sun last night. As body bags started to come ashore in quick succession on a sullen Sicilian quayside late yesterday afternoon, the first two of those recovered from the wreck of the 183-foot British superyacht, Bayesian, were feared to be the owner, Mike Lynch, and his 18-year-old daughter, Hannah. According to Italian reports from the diving team, they had been found in the same section of the hull, now lying on its side in 150 feet of water half a mile from the fishing town of Porticello. Shortly after that, the remains of two more of the 6 missing passengers were located, brought to the surface and ferried ashore. Each time, the emergency services did their best to make things as dignified as possible. Each body bag arrived in a procession of patrol boats, before it was lifted by firemen into the screened-off quayside tent of the Department of Civil Protection for registration. Each was then taken in a separate ambulance under police escort to the main hospital in Palermo for further formalities. One person remains unaccounted for following Monday morning's tragedy, which saw the world's second-tallest yacht disappear in seconds, while another victim is set to be recovered today. A special subaqua drone continues to scour the wreck as much as it can while teams of divers from the fire brigade and police continue to search the Bayesian in 10-minute shifts, all that time permits. If there might perhaps be any scintilla of solace for Dr. Lynch's poor wife, Angela Baccarez, and elder daughter, Esme, 21, it is the diver's log stating that the first two bodies found yesterday, later reported to be those of Mike and Hannah Lynch, were in the same section of the yacht. That Angela may have managed to make it from the more accessible master cabin to safety while Mike apparently did not, and that he was subsequently found in the same place as Hannah, could raise the possibility that he went to find his daughter just before the Bayesian went down. In other words, did Mike Lynch die while trying to save his daughter's life? Until we know the full chronology of what began as a frantic rescue attempt and ended as a salvage operation, we cannot say. However, that is surely the most poignant of the numerous questions still piling up in the aftermath of this tragedy. Why, for example, did Bayesian not just right herself instantly after being flattened by the waterspout which has been blamed for her sinking? One eminent yachting industry figure, who understandably does not wish to pass early judgment on such a shocking mishap, simply points me towards a clip from New Zealand. It is CCTV footage of a tornado flipping a large catamaran in a marina in Auckland in 2019. Yet, watch immediately before the catamaran goes flying and you clearly see a superyacht just like Bayesian. It has the same multiple tiers of metal spreaders up its huge mast and it is flattened by the tornado. Then, it does exactly what Bayesian should have done. It goes straight back to its original ramrod upright position. That is what a well-designed yacht with the correct depth of keel should do. The Italian authorities yesterday came closer to explaining why Bayesian did not. At a meeting of the different rescue teams involved in the hunt for the missing passengers, divers reported that the yacht's lifting keel was not fully lowered. According to state broadcaster, RAI, the keel, which gives a yacht its stability and its capacity to steer in a straight line, was lowered to a depth of 4 meters instead of the full 7.5. It has also been reported that the lower deck space housing the boat's tender, the motor launch for ferrying passengers and crew ashore, was not fully closed when the ship went down. They had returned to the yacht from a trip ashore late that night. We do not know whether it was a crew errand, a passenger transfer, or dinner ashore. They had partially pulled up the tender, one of the experts informed RAI, but they had not then properly stowed it aboard. Looking at plans for the ship, the relevant compartment appears to rest beneath the starboard bow. One senior maritime expert tells me that neither of these factors was exceptional for a yacht at anchor, as Bayesian was. You might well not have a lifting keel right down when anchored close to the shore as you don't want to hit the bottom, he explains. And you might well